We've had some questions recently from people who have friends that might be interested in joining, or anyone who walks through the door. They're inquiring about what we do here, and so we wanted to provide an overview of what our process is for anyone new into the gym, just so that for example, if you have a friend who might be interested in joining, you can give them an idea of how we do things, and there's no confusion there. So this is the process that we have created for bringing anyone new into the gym, especially for those people who don't have past CrossFit experience. For someone who has past CrossFit experience, we like to sit down and talk, and then this process might be a little bit altered or modified. But generally speaking, for anyone who's new to the gym, this is the process we go through. We feel like this really covers the basis for us. It allows the way we bring someone into the gym to have a degree of individuality to it, so that we can adjust things accordingly, but it also covers all the bases we're looking to cover, because we found the way we do things in the past doesn't work well for everyone. So this lets us meet everyone essentially where they are and design their step-by-step process as they best see fit. So we're just going to walk through the 6 steps just to give you guys an idea. Again, if you have someone new or a friend that might be interested in joining, or someone asks you, hey, like, how did you get started there, or how do I get started there, you at least have an understanding of how that works. So we always start with everyone with a consultation. So it's just sit down, we get to talk, get to learn what someone's goals are, what they're looking to accomplish, whether that's how they look, how they feel, maybe it's performance outside the gym, maybe it's body composition. Just lets us get a sense of what someone's looking to achieve. Simply, someone's starting at point A and there's a point B. What is that point B? Just like we talked about in quarterly meetings, that point B could be a specific number. It could just be a feeling. It could be a habit. It could just be, I want to be healthy. I want to be able to play with my kids. I want to make exercise a part of my daily routine, my daily life. So it lets us learn that. Lets us learn what that person has available to accomplish that. So how much time, how many days a week. Again, it just lets us learn where that person is starting from. We don't have any minimum requirements. We just want to know what we have to do to help that person, put that person in position to be successful. Step 2 is a nutrition consultation. Step 2 and 3 are pretty interchangeable. And when I explain step 3, you'll see why. That's time to sit down with Nicole, talk to her about nutrition. She gets to learn where that person's starting from. She gets to give an overview of what the programs consist of. If someone's interested in doing the nutrition, awesome. If they're not, they don't have to do it. But it's a time where nutrition becomes a big part of our conversation. For anyone who's done the nutrition program or has really dialed in their nutrition in the past, we know that nutrition is the base of long-term progress, both aesthetically or body composition wise and performance. So we have that required conversation to have a conversation. Some people simply start with nutrition. They don't move past that step. Maybe they never move past that step. Maybe they take some time, a few months. Maybe they do the program for 3 months before they continue past that. But that's step 2, is that nutrition consultation. Step 3, like I said, these can be done interchangeably, is an assessment, because they don't affect one another. The assessment is the time where we get to see how someone moves, like what are their major restrictions, see how they move with, for example, a squat, a push-up, a lunge. Is there any major imbalance from side to side, any major restrictions? Also just see where they're starting from with their cardio. Are they really fit? Do they need a long-term plan of development because they're starting really far back of where we'd like to see them be at this current point. So that assessment, that feeds in with the consultation so that we can then put a plan together. After that, it goes into one-on-one training, so personal training. Depending on how the assessment and the consultation went, some people are, let's say a former athlete comes in, really fit, really good mobility, no injuries, no restrictions. They might just be doing 3 or 4 or 5 personal training sessions to learn the movements, go over with a coach, and then they continue on. Other people, it's a little more elongated. For some people only want to do PT, and that's awesome. So we do some one-on-one work with a coach, whether those are 30-minute sessions, 60-minute sessions. It just has that hands-on, that eyes-on approach, which is really important when someone's just getting started, so that we can make sure they're moving well and they've built a really solid base with that. Let's say someone has finished up their PT, The next step in the process isn't just to get straight into classes. That's what used to be the way we've done things in the past, is we do some PT and then we get right into classes. We found that there is a missing link in there, and we think that the personal programming element fills that missing link. We just shot a video on the personal programming, so we'll be posting that as well. But the personal programming is designed to really meet someone where they're at. So it's not just saying, hey, we're going to get into classes and we're going to adjust workouts on the fly. That person has their programming ahead of time. Some people are doing it outside of classes, so during open gym, and it's very specific to them. There's the structure of it doesn't resemble classes at all, because we really want to build a solid foundation before moving forward. For other people, it's the workouts of classes are designed or specifically to where they're starting from. And we just cover the basics. Again, it goes back to meeting new members where they're coming from. Some people need one thing, others need another. The last step is the class element. So like I mentioned, someone might be starting with their own personal programming. They come in during open gym, or maybe they do their own thing off to the side while class is going on, just to build a more solid base before getting into classes, and then classes are the last step. With that said, you don't have to, or someone new doesn't have to go through these steps, all 6 steps. Someone might get to step 4, like we talked about before, and be really comfortable with personal training and want to stay there. Awesome. We don't force anyone to go beyond that. Same thing's true for personal programming. We've discussed again in that video regarding the personal programming. For some people, personal programming is what they need to do because they have a specific performance benchmark that they're looking to train for, or they're just in a situation that will set them up with the greatest likelihood for success. And lastly, with the first example I used, someone might not advance anywhere beyond nutrition for a long time. They might work on their nutrition for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months before adding any other component to it, because that's what they need to do first. So I hope that provides a little overview of the process that we've developed. Like I said at the start, it's not very specific that everyone does the same thing. There's a layer of individuality and fluidity to it, so that we can adjust the steps to the individual based off of our conversations and the consultation, learning what their goals are, learning what they've done in the past, learning where they're starting from and where they want to go to.